Have you ever caught yourself imagining a full conversation that never actually happened? Maybe you pictured an argument, a success, a rejection, or even a perfect future moment, all playing out in your head like a movie. It feels real, emotional, and sometimes even exhausting. If you do this often, you might wonder, why does my mind keep creating these fake scenarios? The answer isn't as simple as overthinking. It's deeply rooted in how the human brain is designed to predict, protect, and rehearse reality before it happens. The human mind is not just a recorder of the present, it's a simulator of the future. One of its core jobs is to anticipate what might happen next. So when you imagine scenarios, especially detailed ones, your brain is actually trying to prepare you. It's running mental rehearsals. Just like an athlete visualizes winning a race, your mind visualizes conversations, outcomes, and possibilities. On the surface, this seems useful, and sometimes it is. But here's where it gets complicated. For many people, these imagined scenarios are not neutral or positive, they're emotionally intense. They often involve conflict, rejection, embarrassment, or unrealistic perfection. This happens because the brain is naturally biased toward detecting threats. It would rather over-prepare you for something bad than leave you unprepared. So it creates situations that feel urgent and important, even if they're not real. Over time, this turns into a habit. You're not just thinking, you're mentally living experiences that haven't happened. And your brain doesn't fully separate imagination from reality. When you imagine a stressful conversation, your body can respond as if it's actually happening. Your heart rate changes, your emotions shift, and your stress increases. That's why these fake scenarios can feel so draining. Another key reason people imagine these situations is control. Real life is unpredictable. You don't know exactly how people will react, what they'll say, or how situations will unfold. But in your mind, you control everything. You can replay events, adjust outcomes, and create different versions of reality. This gives a temporary sense of control in an uncertain world. But there's a hidden cost. The more time you spend controlling imaginary situations, the less comfortable you become with real, unpredictable ones. You may start hesitating in real conversations because they don't match the script you practiced in your head. Reality feels messier, less perfect, and harder to manage. There's also a deeper emotional layer behind this behavior. People who frequently imagine fake scenarios often have unexpressed thoughts or emotions. Maybe there's something they wanted to say but didn't. Maybe there's a fear they haven't faced, or a desire they haven't acted on. The mind creates these scenarios as a way to process those emotions indirectly. It becomes a safe space where everything can be explored without real-world consequences. In some cases, it's even linked to loneliness or lack of emotional connection. When real conversations are limited or unsatisfying, the brain fills the gap. It creates interactions, dialogues, and emotional experiences internally. It's not just imagination, it's a substitute for connection. And while it can feel comforting in the moment, it doesn't fully replace real human interaction. But here's the most important part. This doesn't mean something is wrong with you. In fact, people who imagine detailed scenarios often have highly active, creative, and analytical minds. They are capable of deep thinking, emotional awareness, and complex problem solving. The same mental ability that creates these scenarios can also be used to build ideas, plan goals, and understand people on a deeper level. The key is not to stop imagining, but to become aware of it. When you notice yourself drifting into a scenario, ask yourself, is this helping me prepare, or is it making me anxious? Is this something I can act on in real life, or is it just a loop in my mind? This simple awareness can break the automatic cycle. You can also shift from passive imagination to intentional thinking. Instead of replaying the same emotional scenarios, focus on real actions. If there's something you want to say to someone, consider saying it. If there's a fear, face it in small steps. If there's a goal, move toward it in reality, not just in your mind. Because at the end of the day, your mind is incredibly powerful. But it's meant to support your life, not replace it. So the next time you catch yourself lost in a fake scenario, remember this: your brain is trying to protect you, prepare you, and give you control. But real growth, real connection, and real confidence only happen outside your imagination. And sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is step out of the story in your head and into the reality in front of you.